If you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
We're going to start our peppers in a way to save space early and get the most out of them. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener is sponsored by the following.
It all starts in the soil. Since 1925, Kellogg Garden Organics has been dedicated to providing you and your family organic products that have helped your gardens grow. Our organic soils and fertilizers can now be found at the Home Depot.
MIgardener.com with over 450 varieties of non-GMO, heirloom, organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents. MIgardener.com. HappyLeafLED.com, a commercial-grade grow light with a home gardener's affordability. All indoors, no fans, no motors, simply plug in and grow. Great for seed starting, to lettuce, to full-grown tomatoes. HappyLeafLED.com. Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. I'm Joy Baird. Today we're going to start our peppers indoors. Now, peppers are a tropical plant. So we want to get these started early, because when you just plant the pepper seeds in the ground, let's say you're going to do it that way, peppers are a very slow growing plant and you may not get peppers by the end of your growing season. So we want to start them indoors 10 to 12 weeks before your last average frost date. Now you can find that information on your favorite search engine by typing in last average frost date and insert your zip code there, and it'll give you the average of the last 10 years in your area. So we're going to do this in a different manner than maybe you would be accustomed to, but we have found this to work best because it gives us a lot of space early on in our grow area. But we will have to utilize more space later. We're doing this in phase one, I call this. You can use party cups, big, little, what flowers came in from your garden center. We've got a tray here of 11 slots in which we can put our cups, styrofoam cups, and we're starting them, we're putting 5, 6, 7 seeds in each one of these cups. We've got 11 varieties and we're growing of peppers, and we start them in these cups to save space and also to get the healthiest plants that we can start. And then we'll wean them down to about 4 per container. All of our seeds coming from MIgardener.com. And another thing is, when you start pepper seeds, you want to label what you have, especially if you're growing hot, mild, and sweet peppers. For example, Hungarian sweet, Hungarian hot, both are identical until you bite into them at the time of harvest or at the time of a meal. So you want to keep that in mind. We're filling all of our containers with Kellogg All Natural Potting Mix. Now, you can find all of Kellogg garden products at your local Home Depot. You can go online and they will have inventory of number of bags in your store. And as more gets brought in throughout the season for your particular job, they will have that listed. The Kellogg garden products are all regionally made. So that means where you're at, some ingredients may not be contained in other areas that it does. This does have a 0.3, 0.1, 0.1 fertilizer. It has horticultural perlite. That's the white little specks you see in it. That is also a water retention, and it helps aerate the soil. And also has aged wood fines, which also is a water retention and feeds the soil as well. So it's great for seed starting, great for containers, and they have a variety of other bagged material for specific jobs in your backyard. So we've got our cups filled. Now, once these get 2-3 weeks old, they'll take 14-21 days at most to germinate. Then once they get past that, they get 2 to 3 inches, then we will transplant these pepper seeds. We'll take the best ones out of the cups and we'll move into root maker grow cells. Now this is a removable 18 cell. You can see the holes. As the roots hit those air pockets, they will shoot off and produce more vigorous roots. And a plant that has more roots produces a better fruit production. Now, that's just one model of the root maker. This is a 60 cell. This we found really good to work for brassicas. So we will start all of our peppers when we transfer them into the 32 cell, and we found that to work really, really well. And we'll fill them with the Kellogg potting mix, And that will, since the potting mix has that slow release fertilizer, it will feed the plants until it's time to transplant them out in our area. You can also get larger root maker trays. This is the 18-cell non-removable molded tray, and these are several years old. We use these year after year after year without any issue whatsoever. So let's talk about another method of starting your pepper seeds, and that is in the expendable peat pellets. These are fine. There's two downsides to this particular method, and the one is these are peat pellets. They contain no nutrient value. That means after 2-3 weeks of the plant growing, any type of plant, you see the plant kind of deteriorate a little bit, kind of get a little sad looking. That is because by nature the plant has already used up all the energy in the seed coating that was put there in order to get that seed to germinate. At that point, that plant believes or is designed to start pulling nutrients from the soil that it's planted in. When there's no nutrients to pull from, all it is getting is the water that you're feeding it. So you would have to supplement some type of compost tea, organic or inorganic liquid fertilizer. And if you go a liquid fertilizer, go quarter strength so you're not burning the plant, because you're seeing a downturn in the plant already because of the lack of nutrient. By over-fertilizing, you'll see a downturn by over-fertilizing, and you'll see some signs to where you think you're not fertilizing it enough, and you're actually killing the plant that way. The other downturn is when you plant these, this netting, you want to remove the netting because it doesn't biodegrade as it's instructed that it's supposed to do. We still find netting 3-4 years following the plant being planted, and also it does restrict the roots with the netting. So that's another option if you want to go that way. So here's how we're going to plant these pepper seeds. We've got our moist Kellogg potting mix in here. If you do get the potting mix or any product and you feel it's a little on the dry side just because of transit, well then you can put it in a tub, add water, and then let it soak. And then you want it to be like a damp sponge. You see I squeezed that, it held together, but I can flake it away with my thumb. That's exactly the consistency of moisture you want in your soil. Too much moisture will cause the seed to potentially rot. Too little moisture will cause the seed not to germinate at all. So you want that damp sponge consistency. So I'm going to plant some Purple Beauty pepper seeds here. And we're just going to, again, put 5 or 6 in the container, in the cup here. 5, 6, 7, something like that. We do want to kind of space them a little bit, just so they're not all growing in the same spot. That would be the other advice. I dropped one there. All right. And then I'm just going to take some of the Kellogg potting mix and just sprinkle on the top, 1/2 inch. If you get a quarter, if you get a 1/2 inch, it's fine. If you get a 1/4 inch, that's fine. You just want the seeds to be covered, and then you do want to tap it down so you have good soil to seed contact. That's what you need. So I'm going to get the rest of these planted. Then we'll talk about proper lighting for your peppers so you can get the best starts when you take them out to your garden. Alright, so we've got all of our pepper seeds started. We're going to put them under the Happy Leaf LED grow light. You can see we've got our onions that we've started a couple of weeks ago, doing very, very well in the Root Maker, Root Trapper 1 and 2 gallons. So with the Happy Leaf LED lights, you do not have to have lights to start seeds. I want to make that clear. Yes, the Happy Leaf is a phenomenal tool, and it makes seed starting, and you can grow full plants indoors without any problems. Much, much easier. But for years, we started them in just a west-facing window. And each day, at the end of the day, we would just rotate the trays around because they'd all pull towards the light. That works, yes. So if you have a 3-season porch, that works as well. What you're wanting to prevent is the term called legginess, where the plant gets a very long, spindly central stem, and then it cannot recover very well, or sometimes in the case of brassicas, they don't recover at all. And that's another reason why you don't, I don't recommend, and people don't recommend growing squash indoors, because it stretches so much. That is inaccurate light. It's searching for light. It needs more light. That's why it's stretching or getting leggy. We don't have that issue with the Happy Leaf LED lights here because of the amount of energy, amount of light that these lights produce, and much more intense light and stronger light than a traditional tube light, and it's got 50,000 hour minimum minimum life expectancy, and then it goes to an L70 after that 50,000 hours, which means basically in the scientific world, in the science world, it's still putting out 70% of the energy as it did when it was brand new. So that's something you can look into. But there is a coupon code available from Happy Leaf if you do choose to purchase WVG at checkout for orders $50 or more, and that's valid through the end of 2018. But we recommend them. We've used them. We've used tube lights. We've used window lights. We've used ambient light. This works the best. So here's the thing. If you're starting your pepper seeds or any seeds under the Happy Leaf LED grow lights, tube lights, whatever the case is, you don't have to turn your lights on until you actually see the seed emerging from the soil. So you can save some energy there. Now, if you're growing specific seeds that need that light in order to germinate, you need to figure that out. But for all the vegetables, you don't have to do that. You wait until they come up, and then you can turn the lights on. It's perfectly fine. And again, you see the distance here from light to plant, or over on the onions, from light to the onions. Because of that strength that the light provides, we don't have to get it 2 inches above the plant like you would a tube light. And you don't have to consistently raise. 6-7 inches, more than enough, and the cascade of the light will cover 3 10 by 20 flats without any problem whatsoever. So just another way to help you get your seedlings started the best. Great. Thanks for joining me. Join me again next time for more seed starting and organic gardening. I'm Joy Baird, and this has been the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.